YouTube, what's the deal? What's going on? It's the big face coming at you. Yeah, this is just an update on that Uber freight load that I did with the detention. For some that haven't checked it out, the app told me that it was supposed to be at 10 o'clock at night, and when I got to the receiver said 3 o'clock it was supposed to be there. So, this is what I did. I called Uber Freight probably like 9 times, all right? And when you call them, you talk to these agents, and I doubt these agents are even in the country. But, you know they have some kind of problem speaking English or whatever. So I kept kept calling them and having them put notes, extra notes and more notes. After that, I got in touch with the corporate office and emailed them and gave them the load number, told them the situation, and sent it off. And then after that, I went to the Better Business Bureau, signed up with them, put my complaint in. They said they would contact them, see if they could resolve the problem. All right. The results I got. I got good results by just doing that method. Anybody else that might run into that problem, maybe you might want to try that. It might help. I don't know. I wrote it off. I sat there for 2 days. I lost out, had a bad week. I got results. I got 2 emails from corporate, and I had got 2 phone calls from corporate. And then I got another phone call today, and they're going to take care of the problem. Now, I haven't seen it yet, but they told me 2 days, and I should see my layover in it. Now, I don't know how much layover they're going to give me or whatever. I already wrote it off because, us drivers, we write things off. So, man, something to wipe this better. So that's the scoop on how I mean, if that works, then that's how I'm gonna do it for detention, and see if I'm trying to find a way on these brokers. Uber is real good at paying detention. I didn't see why it was going to be a problem, but it became a problem. Somebody had put in that I was late, and not even really recognizing the problem, what went on. That tracking thing, that's just something that drivers have to jump through, I think. You just got to jump through a lot of hoops, just like JB Hunt. You got to jump through a lot of hoops to get that detention. I did a JB Hunt load, and the shipper actually made me late for the second stop. There was 3 stops, and I haven't heard nothing from them, and it gets headaching when you do that. That's why I choose not to mess with a whole lot of brokers. Because it gets like that. And I feel some kind of way when I got to book a load with a broker that owes me detention. I feel some kind of way. So, you know, C.H. Robinson, they owe me big time detention. And I haven't booked a C.H. Robinson probably for the last 4 months, 4 or 5 months, something like that. The journey on this side is it's okay, but it's still, you know, I'm operating on my own. You know, I'm doing things on my own on this side, and it's a good feeling as freedom. That's all, you know. It's a good feeling of freedom. Is there big money change? Not that much. Not that much of a big money change. Not that much, but I find myself I can be home every day. I found a lane. I got a good broker out of Atlanta. I head back to Atlanta. You know, whoa, lights off. Lights off and just went through an intersection. Killed the stop sign. Wow. All this in Walmart parking lot. Cuckoos. But this is what it is. You know, I right about now, if we talk about rates, we all know rates are bad in the spot market right now. Hopefully they'll pick up at the end of this month. Holidays is coming. Hopefully. If not, then, you know, we got to tough it out. I try not to really think about too much about the rate. When I deal with my broker, I get $3. But when I get a rate, if I catch a load coming back from wherever I go, you know, I gotta just take it. You know, I've been trying to get $2. You know, and it's just dropping down here in the South. It went from $3 to go to Florida to $1.74, $1.70, some $1.90 to go down to Florida. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, don't go down there," you know, or, you know, don't go to Florida. Right, you know, I don't go deep down in Florida. Jacksonville is probably my point where I would go, only because I got this broker that has this lane, and I grab this load all the time. The shipper even approached me, and I'm trying to see, you know, what's that going to pan out to, since, you know, I'm there all the time. You know, sometimes I go there to park, you know, wake up in the morning, I'm in the parking lot, I see them, they see me, and, you know, 2 hours later, I got a load out of there, you know. It's good to hear, good to sit down and talk to a shipper, because they can tell you some shit, you know. They can tell you some shit. They don't like the brokers just like we don't like the brokers. You know, and it is, I guess that's the game, you know, and when you figure it all out, it's gonna come to a point, man. It really is. I think it's gonna come to that point where either trucking companies or independents are gonna start getting their own brokerage, or either, you know, you're going to start getting directs. The shipper's going to say, the hell with it. I ain't going to find me a guy with a truck and a trailer, and I'm going to give him an offer that he can't refuse, you know. And that's what's up. So, you know, I was talking to a guy today, and my thing in my mind is that I could sit right in Atlanta and do local runs and make good money. And I was talking to this guy today, and he was telling me, you know, when you sit down with these guys, it was a guy that was a forklift driver in this place where I pick up all the time. And he was telling me that he had 3 trucks, and he had his wife go get her broker license, or she opened up a brokerage, and he had got an account with Niagara, and he hired some drivers, and he paid his drivers $50 each time they would pick up from Niagara, and it was all local. He said he was making each run that the driver would do, he was making anywhere from $500 to $600. So he had 3 drivers, I believe he said 3 drivers, and they're going down there back to back picking up, and he made some good money. He said he made some good money, and his cousin had brought him out. So I think his cousin was driving for him or whatever. But I always thought that I could stay right there in Atlanta and make at least $600-700. You know, wake up in the morning and do some local runs. You know, not dealing with the load board, going straight to the shippers and doing local runs. And he had that look in his eye. You know, he asked me, he says, you know where Niagara is? I said, yeah, I know. I do loads out of there for Uber. He says, why don't you go to Niagara? I said, well, I do through the broker. He says, nah, man, you got to go down there and talk to somebody. So I said, yeah, I know. If I want to make that change or whatever, you know, that's what I need to do. Because the way things are right now, and it's pretty bad out here. And we got, you know, it's like we got to start cutting necks. We got to start cutting the broker out. And we got to either get a brokerage, or we got to go direct, you know, and have that peace of mind, make that money, man. You know what I mean? And do it like that. You know, I had, like, when I was with Travelocal, I had probably like 2 to 3 shippers that was asking for trucks. All right. And I told them about it. Nobody never, you know, followed up on it, because I didn't felt, you know, I don't know what to tell those guys, you know. But now I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna start looking for local, and if the locals are paying $500 to do this and 2 runs, if it's 500, it could be 400. 2 runs, that's $800, and I'm right there in Atlanta. It might take me all day, but versus the fuel, you know, you gotta figure things out. You know, you gotta figure this trucking thing out to make it profitable for yourself. You know, that's how I'm thinking. You know, That's how I'm thinking. I'm down here in Jacksonville. You know what I got to do tomorrow? I got to drive back. There's nothing really to waste my time to bump the dock to grab, and go back. And the fastest I get back, once I get back, there could be another load for me coming right back down, and which is cool. But this week was pretty. It was a change in this week. From out of the last 3 weeks, it was a change in this week. I decided to do something different, and that's how I got caught up in Dublin, Georgia, with that load for 2 days, and I figured it out. I should have went on my instincts and said, I don't like going to paper mills. I don't like going to recycle paper, and sometimes I don't even like messing with pallets. So I probably got spoiled, because when I get loads from my broker, he has his own warehouse. When I get loads from there, I pull up to a dock. It's no headache. There's no guard shack to give me a headache. I buzz myself in and walk in, get my paperwork. I got my own folder and all that other stuff. So, pull in the dock, tell one of the forklifts drivers where I'm going, and then boom, boom, and I'm out of there. The loads are very light, nothing over 20,000 pounds. All right. So, it's just, I'm spoiled with that. So when I go down to Niagara, or when I go to these paper mills and I put 44 or 40,000 on the back of the trailer, it starts hitting me like, why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Why are you doing this? So, but that's just the update on that Uber detention. Just out here getting it, man, and I'm about to lay down because I'm kind of tired. I was watching Jeffrey Light the other night talking about networking with other carriers. That is a good idea. I think you get some good carriers and you put it all together, and you could do so much more when you have a bunch of people going in the same direction, thinking the same way. You get so much done, and you got some kind of power of what you will not do and what you will do, But yeah, that's the pretty good idea. And I was watching my man 404. He's doing some big things. He's buying properties over there, and that is definitely a good thing. Buying some properties with this trucking money. That is definitely a good thing right there, because you don't want to be behind the wheel, 20, 30 years and shit. And talking about you ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got shit. You ain't got a house. You ain't got shit. Just behind the wheel, driving, chasing the money, and then it comes to the point. You gotta have a plan. You gotta have an exit out of this, man. And shoot, you gotta have an exit where it makes your life much easier. That's all. But yeah, I don't mean to keep running on. I know I'm just a little tired. Figure I'd drop that update on that Uber load detention, and maybe that method might work for some of y'all if you're running that problem. I guess it'll work for some people that's leased on, unless your company don't want you to harass the broker like that, so then you just shit out of luck, you know. But you could try it out. So look, I gotta go get some rest. Big Face Truck signing off. You know what it is. Speak from the heart, right with the left. And y'all hold it down. Peace.